So my name's Becky and I'm 39 years old and I'm local to the Rosie. So I'm just over 18 weeks pregnant, so I've been having antenatal care at the Rosie Hospital. Even before my booking in, I'd called the early pregnancy unit because I had some bleeding very early on, and the person I spoke to on the phone was very dismissive and unhelpful. I phoned Cambridge IVF as well and they were much more reassuring and nice. And again, it's just a bit, your very first contact with the service, you're really anxious. It just would have been nice just to have someone being a bit friendlier on the phone. I spoke to the same person twice and she was the same both times. I didn't want to have my booking in until I'd had a viability scan because I had IVF. So I had a viability scan at 8 weeks from Cambridge IVF. So then I phoned the booking in line, which is a voicemail service. And the first thing that I got was a list of things, a list of information I needed to leave on the message. So I had to write that all down and then hang up, find my NHS number, and then call back again. So I phoned back, left my message with my details. I then had a missed call on a bank holiday Monday. I listened to the voicemail and they said, sorry we missed you, please call the booking in number again and leave all of the details all over again. They only called once. I would have expected to at least get a couple of attempts to reach me before I had to call back and do it all over again. I tried to call back immediately, but because it was bank holiday Monday, the booking line wasn't even open. So even though it's a voicemail service, it's only open between certain hours. Because of those delays, it was then, I think they called me back on like a Thursday or a Friday, and I was very close to 10 weeks at that point. And had to come in for bloods before 10 weeks. So they said I'd have to come in for bloods on Monday, which was a drop-in service, and then they made me 2 separate appointments, one for a phone appointment to go through the kind of initial questions of booking in, and then another one to do blood pressure and BMI in person. A couple of days later, one of those appointments then got cancelled and pushed back another week. And I was getting really fed up at this point. So I actually spoke to someone I know that works at the trust who managed to get someone to call me back and get me in within a day or two. Yeah, so I had the booking in appointment quite quickly after that. So I came in for that and the person I saw then was lovely. So it was a really nice appointment and we went through all the questions. I was a bit surprised, I think, at that point to find that you just get a team, like a local team to call. And actually 18 weeks I still had no contact with that local team. And then after that I had my 12-week scan. Again, I saw a really lovely person that really put my mind at ease. Came in for my 16-week appointment and it was very quick, so it's quite difficult not knowing how long any appointments are going to be, again, to take time out of work, because obviously you have quite a lot of appointments in your first pregnancy, and I can see from my plan that they're going to increase in frequency as time goes on. I think because we're kind of at the tail end of COVID, it hasn't impacted me too much. The first time I came, or the first couple of times I came, there was a security guard on the door, which was and it was all like locked. I wasn't very clear whether I was meant to wait for the security guard to open the door or I could just walk in. There hasn't been anyone on reception most of the time I've been here, which I don't know if that's normal or to do with COVID staffing or what, so sometimes it's a bit unclear where to go. Another issue I had actually was at my booking in I was given a urine sample pot and told to get like a first wee of the day sample and drop it at my GP surgery, but there was no paperwork to go with it. So when I dropped it at my GP surgery, they took it and then a couple of hours later phoned me back and said that they didn't know what to do with it and basically said they were just going to throw it away unless I phoned the booking in line to get the information. So it just wasn't very clear how that was meant to join up. I don't know, it's a local GP surgery. I'd have thought if that was a common thing they should have known, but it just seems not very joined up there. The website's not entirely straightforward to navigate, I find. It's a little bit confusing because it's kind of embedded within the main trust website, so it's not clear always which links are going to take you within the Rosie site and which sites, which links are going to take you out into the main Addenbrooke's site. It's been useful for finding out who to contact. There's a nice button which is called who to contact, and then it lists under different circumstances. So that's how I found contact details for both the early pregnancy unit and the maternity assessment unit. So I looked to find out about antenatal classes actually, and I found a couple of things. And so this was something else I discussed at my 16-week appointment because I was asked if I was planning to do antenatal classes. Turns out that there aren't really any NHS antenatal classes being offered locally. I think there's a Zoom on breastfeeding and there's a Zoom on pain management. There's nothing on how to keep a newborn child alive, which is quite an intimidating thing for a first-time mother. I thought that was a really standard offer, so I was really taken aback by that. In terms of what's gone well, the staff that I've seen have been really nice. And I really like my chart as well. So it's really great being able to get results and things directly